You know, it never ceases to amaze me what the Law and Order Special Victims Unit will come up with these days. Law and Order, after all, is one of the longest running shows in the history of TV. But I can't help but notice how much attention is given to rape victims and how little attention is given to men who are falsely accused of rape. After all, the victims of these crimes endure similar consequences. Don't agree? Let's take a closer look. For starters, rape victims have to carry the stigma of being, well, a rape victim, and the fear and pain that comes with it. They may also never be able to trust a man again. And only after years of counseling would they come close to having again a normal life. This is terrible, and we are constantly reminded with books, shows, movies, radio interviews, and protests just how bad this really is. Over and over again, we hear how rape victims are never the same. And what is the average sentence for the perpetrator of this horrible crime? 11.8 years. Now let's consider the consequences of being falsely accused of rape. Well, on average it goes something like this. First, you lose your job, and for law enforcement and the military in particular, this means never getting it back. Followed by an average sentence of 11.8 years, where chances are you'll probably be raped yourself, until finally coming out of jail to find that your family has disowned you, nobody will hire you, and your friends have all but abandoned you. Add to that the financial burden of a criminal defense attorney, and we begin to see just how serious a rape accusation really is. Not to mention that you will forever carry the stigma of being a convicted rapist. Oh, and don't forget that you'll have to register as a sex crime offender for everyone to see. What happens if and when you're cleared of the charges? Well, you can expect no counseling, no support groups, no websites, no foundations, and most importantly, no sympathy. And personally, you might never ever trust a woman again. So what's the average jail time for a woman who commits this horrible crime? 17 days. And that's where the problem really begins. When a woman falsely accuses a man of rape, she's taken away his ability to ever have a normal life, much like a rapist does to his victim. And this happens even in the cases where the man is cleared of the crimes. So it perplexes me why women constantly receive little to no ramifications for their crimes. Why is it that after all the men who have been cleared by the Innocence Project, does this injustice against men continue? It's time we see women for what they really are. People. People who, given the right motivation and opportunity, are capable of the most heinous of crimes. As my friend Bernard always says, yes, they're special, just like everyone else. And that's all I really have to say. Have a nice one.